Alright, in this video we're going to take a look at area models and partial products and multiplication. But before we do any of that, we're just going to need to review real quick about doing expanded notation because we're going to use that when we set up our problems. 37 is going to break down into the tens place and the ones place, which is going to be 30 plus 7. 64 should break down into 60 in the tens plus 4 in the ones. And we'll just do one more. 80 should break down or expand into 80 plus 8. And we'll check those answers real quick. Okay, looks like we got them. Now what we're going to look at, this is an area model. It's a way to visually show the value of a multiplication model. It can be done with squares in a grid, but also with numbers only. We're going to look at squares in the grid first. Okay, so this problem is 8 times 15. So here's the 8, and here's where the expanded notation comes into play. I'm breaking down or expanding the 15 into 10 plus 5. It's distributive property to give myself two smaller problems. Right? My first problem is this yellow box. It's 8 squares across times 10 squares down. And I know that 8 times 10 equals 80. That's our first product. The second problem is this blue box. And it's going to be 8 squares across times 5 squares down, or 5 times 8 equals 40. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my first product to my second product. So it'll be 80 plus 40. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 4 is 12, and we'll regroup that 100. 120. Okay? Let's look ahead. Here's a problem. The problem is 6 times 22. So here's the 6, and this problem over here, or this factor, was expanded into 20 plus 2. And the first thing I'm going to do is figure out what fact is represented here. So this is going to be 6 times 2 equals 12, and we'll add that 0 in. Now here on the bottom, we just have 6 times 2 is 12, so there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 squares. And we'll add these two partial products. 120 plus 12, 0 plus 2 is 2. Oops. Sorry. Let me get that. 0 plus 2 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, and 1 plus nothing is 1. 132. Okay, let's look at another one. This problem is 4 times 14. Here's the 4, and this 10 and 4 is the expanded notation version of 14. So the first fact is 4 times blank. The first fact is 4 times blank, and I think over here I can see it's 4 times 10. So let's check. Yep, 4 times 10. The second fact is 4 times blank. So I think the second fact down here is going to be 4 times the other number, the other factor, which is 4. So my first fact, 4 times 10, well, I know 4 times 1 is 4, plus a 0 would make it 40. The second fact, 4 times 4, that's a fact I know. 4 times 4 equals 16. The last thing I'm going to do is add my two partial products, 40 plus 16. And I'll just add these up right here. 0 plus 6 is 6, and 4 plus 1 is 5. So my answer is 56. Now we're going to look at it with numbers only. So if I don't have squares and I don't have a grid to work with, I can work with just numbers. So the first thing to look at is the problem. It's 24 times 6. Now see, I have a spot for 1 digit here and spots for 2 digits here. So I'm going to put my 1-digit number here, the 6. Now I need to fit 24 into these two spots, so I'll use expanded notation. 24 will expand into 20 plus 4. And I'm just going to box out the 0 just like we did the other day so I can make sure that I don't forget about it. And it'll also help me to do my facts a little bit easier. The problem is 2 times 6, which equals, 2 times 6 equals 12, and I'll bring that 0 back in. The bottom is going to be 4 times 6, which equals 24. And this one lines up nicely. I can just add straight in the columns right here. 0 plus 4 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus nothing is 1. So my product is 144. This is the same problem. We went ahead and set it up for you. 6, 20, and 4. 6 times 2 is 12 plus a 0. 6 times 4 is 24. And review of the last step. Oh, sorry, I'll just do it here. 0 plus 4 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus nothing is 1. Okay, we'll try a few of these just for practice. First thing is 36 times 7. I have a 1-digit number here, so I think that's going to go here, where my 1-digit space is. Next, I have 2 digits, 2 place values, 36, so it's going to break down into 30 plus 6. Now I'm going to multiply. Actually, first, let me box this 0 off. Now I can multiply. 3 times 7 for my top product. 3 times 7 is 21 plus 1, 0. For my bottom product, 6 times 7 equals 42. This is small enough that I can add it here. 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 plus 4 is 5. And 2 plus nothing is 2. So my product is 252. And let's check up here on the calculator. I need to do 36 times 7, so I'll just put that in here. 36 times 7 equals 252. So we got the same thing. We know we're correct. Let's look at another problem. It's 18 times 3. I'll go ahead and set it up. I think the single digit will go here. The 2-digit number is going to break down into 10 and 8. 10 plus 8. And I'll just box this 1 0 off. So my problem is going to be 1 times 3 is 3 plus 1 0. Bottom is 8 times 3 is 24. And I can just add these up. 0 plus 4 is 4. 3 plus 2 is 5. Let's double check on the calculator. 18 times 3 equals 54. All right, let's look at another one. 25 times 9. 25 has 2 place values, so I'll expand that into its place values. 20 plus 5. And my other single digit is 9. I'll make sure I pay attention to this 1 0. Now I can multiply. 2 times 9 is 18 plus that 0. 5 times 9 is 45. 0 plus 5 is 5. 8 plus 4 is 12. Regroup my 100. 1 plus 1 is 2. 225. Let's check. 25 times 9. 25 times 9 equals 225. Okay, this is the homework sheet you've got. So we will just do a couple of these problems together. We'll start with the first one. Actually, we'll do number 2. I've got 35 times 3. Here's 30 and 5 times 3. I'll box off this 0. So now the problem is just 3 times 3, which equals 9 plus a 0. Bottom box is 5 times 3, which is 15. So my two products are 90 plus 15. 0 plus 5 is 5. 9 plus 1 is 10. 105. Okay, we'll look at another one. We'll skip down to number 5. It's 36 times 5. So what I'm going to do is break this down into 30 and 6, and my single digit will go here, 5. I'm also going to make sure I don't forget about this 0, make it easier for me to multiply. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 1 0. 6 times 5 is 30. And I'll just add this out to the side. 150 plus 30. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 3 is 8. 1 plus nothing is 1. 180 is my product. And we'll do one more. Let's take a look at 7 times 43. 7, 40, and 3. 7 times 43, 7 times 43. I'll box out this 0. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 1, 0. 3 times 7 is 21. 280 plus 21. 0 plus 1 is 1. 8 plus 2 is 10. 1 plus 2 is 3. 301 is my product. So that's 2 digits times a single digit number. Hopefully this is helpful, and we'll check back. Next we'll be doing 3-digit numbers times a single digit, and then 4-digit numbers times a single digit. So that's that.